as the Aberdeen team takes the field. Like we said, at fullback, Huey Bartholomew on the wings, Harry Douglas and Jesse McLean. Dave Manane and Lee Mitchell are in the centres. Dylan Porter at 5'8" and Liam Forum at halfback. In the front row, Cam Savage and Marcus Marsh. Ben Clark moves into hooker with Hugo Worth going into the second row with Tyler Prince Campbell. I don't know whether they said the front row, Cam Savage and Marcus Marsh, but the lock is Steve Hinchin. 14 is yet to be...
Boys, just looking down here, the man is out of his training gear and he's in his Aberdeen jersey.
Well, there you go. Shane Hasselman will make his debut here today. It was on there. He would be in number 14 jersey. Jason Hovey is number 15. Number 16 is Richie Graham. And number 17, I'll get a look at right now, but it looks like Lee Mitchell is starting off the bench. So I know that our main man, you're going to have to swing along here. I've got your chair over this side.
That's right.
The main man himself, Lee Mitchell, starting there, but Singleton about to take the field, and their starting lineup is James Bradley at fullback, Morgan Emedy and Ethan Coe on the wings. In the centres, Luke Gardner, Will Newenhouse. 5'8" is Jake Smith, Jordan Watson, halfback. Frank Paul, Nuasala and Zach Solomon in the front row with Tom Johnson in hooker, Ethan Edwards and Michael Rinken in the second row, with Dale Watson at lock. Brody Rinken, the 5-try scorer from last weekend off the bench, is number 14, with 15, 16, 17 being Matthew Brock, Cody Argent and Nelson Gardner. And, of course, that man, Luke Gardner, just led them out into the field as they shake hands there at the halfway line. That is a big bench. I think that's Nelson Gardner right there, isn't it? Is that... No? Who have we got here on the bench? Number...
17. A few little late changes here, boys. I think just trying to get the minds of each team. Haas, that's a big call. I think walking around his training gear for the last hour and a half, I think he only did that to get on the mind of the Singleton boys. But like you said, mate, massive for Tigers towards back end of last year, and I think he's going to do a job this year as well.
It's an absolute cracking day for football, but...
Oh, it's beautiful weather. It's going to be hot out there. Let's face it. It will be hot. So let's hope that things get underway nice and smoothly. Jesse Rudder lets this one play out, lays the foundations in the first few minutes, and we'll get underway. But I'll tell you what I like the sight of, and that is Zach Solomon in a front rower's jersey.
I just said to him down there before, I said, mate, how's the diet going? He said, what diet?
Well, Will Newenhouse gets us underway with a kick-off towards the New England highway end, and Jesse McLean retrieves the ball and makes it back up to the over the 20-metre line before he's met by Watson, and a bit of a jump on there by the other Watson, the halfback. Out of dummy half goes Ben Clark. He finds Cam Savage. Cam Savage has got those legs going. No one low. He's made it over the 30-metre line, centre field. Dummy half Ben Clark passes it out to Foran. Foran cuts out Hinchin and goes to Hugerworth. Hugerworth straight into the defensive line with the legs pumping, and he's still going. He's nearly at the halfway line. Huey Bartholomew, dummy half. Off to Steve Hinchin. No, it wasn't. It was Ben Clark, sorry. And Steve Hinchin is over the halfway line. Steve Hinchin plays it back, gets it to Foran. Foran punches it down to the corner, facing the bowling club and the old cricket fields, and they will have a scrum feed 10 metres out from the Singleton try line. That is the start of the game that every team would want.
Yeah, really good start by Aberdeen. Looks like they're just starting to play a little bit wide today, but also really good carries from Cam Savage, also Steve Hinchin. Something they didn't do last week, and I'm sure they spoke about a lot of during the week. So, yeah, really good start. Boys, if you can play, out of the opposition 10 after one set, really good start of the game.
I think Ben Clark going to hooker, he's played there a bit, and I said it last week that he wasn't here, and having an extra hooker and the experience of Dan Hugworth in the second row is a fantastic move. But here we go. Jake Smith to feed the scrum. Passes it out to Luke Gardner, who's met by a wall of defence at the 10-metre line, and will play the ball there. Tom Johnson, a dummy half, gives it off to Bradley. Bradley stummies, he makes a break, he's through the line, he's made it up over the 40-metre line, he's got support on the outside, he goes to a young Morgan Emedy. Morgan Emedy's running down, he will go in for a try, that'll be the first try of the match. Morgan Emedy, off a broken play from James Bradley, scores a pearler try, 20 metres in from the touchline, right on the highway end, and that is Singleton 4, Aberdeen 0 on the A+ contracting scoreboard.
Bailey picked it last week, mate, how the effectiveness of James Bradley at fullback, and it's already on display here. Yeah, the boys are going to have to be really critical of him. One-on-one tackle, not good enough there by you and Bartholomew.
You can't slip off those ones.
No, well, it was a perfect start from Aberdeen. The first set of the game, they kicked it out, rolling the touch, and then they just got to back up that attack with good defence, and Singleton just even better set for Singleton. So
Yeah, well, like I said, it was 2 plays off the scrum, and you got a simple one-on-one tackle that's been missed. And James Bradley's not one to stand off. He had the ball in 2 hands. He's shaped to dummy, but you've got to make that tackle. So
Singleton's really come here to play today. They've taken a lot out of last week. They really haven't. Saying that, though, 84-0, it can go the opposite way as well. You know,
mindset.
Mindset could be a little bit out and, could be let off. But, boys, it looks like they've had a really good week of training, which they said they have. And, they're here to play today.
2 minutes into the match, first try. So, and, of course, he had Will Neuenhuis in support too. It was interesting that he went to Morgan Emedy. Of course, he was going to make the try line, but I'd like to see both Will Neuenhuis and Morgan Emedy in a foot race. It's more as it is Will Neuenhuis to line up this kick for goal.
Pete, how's it feel on the sideline, mate?
Mate, it is absolutely beautiful down here on the sideline. There is a light little breeze coming in behind Singleton, but a good start for them. But the first set of 6 from the Tigers, there was some good punch-ups up the middle there, and they look good, but they just didn't number up there in defence.
And he's converted the try 6-0 on the A+ contracting scoreboard. Singleton leading Aberdeen after 4 minutes of play. Now this is where you want to force an error. Aberdeen need to force an error, and in return Singleton need to get to the last tackle and get a decent kick downfield. As Liam Foran kicks off, he looks like he was going to kick it straight down towards Frank Paul Newsala, but it's gone to James Bradley, who's given it to Dale Watson. Dale Watson, full head of speed. He makes it up nearly to the 20-metre line before he's met by Porter, Prince Campbell, and number 18, Hamish Wolfgang. Hamish Wolfgang we didn't speak about before the game, but that's a great admission into the side for Aberdeen. As Edwards pays it back, it's gone on to Jake Smith, who passes it on to Frank Paul Newsala. He's near the 30-metre line. He plays it back to Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson goes on to Jake Smith. Jake Smith onto Luke Gardner. Luke Gardner's up over the 40-metre line. They're on the eastern side of the field. Tommy Johnson plays the ball. Sloppy play the ball. Jake Smith from inside the 40 kicks it downfield. It's heading towards the sideline. It could be a 40-20 if he gets the right bounce, which he doesn't. Huey Bartholomew with the ball and a kick return. This is the first time I've seen Huey really put a bit of speed on to get back up there. He's up over the 20-metre line. He'll play it back. That was the set that Singleton needed after that try. And here's Jesse McLean with the run from Huey Bartholomew's last one. That's up to the 40-metre line. Ben Clark at dummy half. Dylan Porter will find Campbell. Prince Campbell makes it up to the 40-metre line. He's put to the... I know he's offloaded. He's found Huey Bartholomew. Huey Bartholomew dubbies to his outside and makes it over the 50-metre line. 12 metres in from touch before he's wrapped up by Frank Paul Newsala and Will Neuenhuis, Ben Clark. He's jumped from dummy half there pretty good. Oh, that's Frank Paul trying to do a one-on-one strip from Ben Clark. He doesn't. I would have thought for sure Frank Paul would have had the muscle in that one. But here we go. We've got a penalty, and this is what we're talking about, discipline. Mouthing off in the play the ball. Got to give Jesse credit. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to stay consistent now. But obviously Huey Bartholomew or whoever it was with the ball, Ben Clark has given a mouthful, and Singleton now the penalty in great field range.
Boys, we spoke about this at the start of the game. You know, discipline needs to be on point today. Last week was absolutely horrible against Aberdeen. It really changed the complexity of the game, twisted towards the back end. Not a good start by Aberdeen.
No, that's that discipline. No, penalties in possession with the ball should be an immediate carton to your team. That should be a rule.
Yeah, me and Bailey know all about that, mate, don't we?
Here we go, Ethan Edwards with the ball. He takes it off the tap. He's running. He's now 25 metres out from Aberdeen try line, 20 metres in from touch on the western side. He's dropped the ball in the play the ball. Well, that is a let-off for whoever it was that owes the team a carton, I tell you. Great defence there by Prince Campbell, but...
Yeah, really good start by Prince Campbell. Just having a conversation with him before the game, and he's really enjoying his time here at the Tigers. You know, he did have to move up here for work and was a bit unsure about playing in Group 21, but his family's loving it, and it's really reflecting his football as well. Oh, mate, I can't speak highly enough of the bloke, and I hope he stays around for a long time. He's a great asset to the group. As here we go, Dylan Porter puts the ball into the scrum and gives it to that man, Liam Foran, taking the front row hit up. Before there's a penalty, here we go, against Singleton, offside at the scrum. Well, the touch judges are obviously having an impact in this game already, and that's great. But it's going to be the key is consistency. As Liam Foran from 30 metres out will make a kick towards us in the commentary box, and he makes it to 45 metres out from Singleton's line. So on this western side, Jesse McLean will throw it into Hamish Wolfgang. He'll take the tap, Dylan Porter, and here he is. Prince Campbell wants the ball. He says, give it to him. He's hard running. He's a Tom Johnson, and taken low by Dale Watson.
Here's Cam Savage full of steam. He's gone straight in. Hey, look at that leg drive. He is absolutely killing it this year. He's trying to get a quick play of the ball. Hands all over him. He plays the ball back to Clark. Clark goes around the back, finds Foran, finds out a flat ball straight to Hoogerworth. Hoogerworth tackled down 10, 12 metres out from the line. Foran from dummy half jumps. Finds Steve Hinchin, who ducks under a swinging arm from Frank Paul. Out to Cam Savage. He said he wanted the number 7 jersey today, but he's straightened up and he's taken a settler right 1 metre out from the try line near the goalpost.
Got to go right.
Aberdeen in attacking position here. Ben Clark. Foran takes it on himself. He's tripped, he stumbled, he's nearly there. He is millimetres short. Ben Clark, dummy half. He's coming to Dylan Porter. Grubbers it through. No, it's been trapped. And
That's
here we go.
on.
And it's 6 to go. Oh, what's going to be the call here? A knock on from Aberdeen. Yes, it was kicked from Singleton, trapped by the kicker, and then knocked on by Dylan Porter as he's tried to collect it. Correct call there by Jesse.
Yeah, a bit of a tough call there for Aberdeen. I thought Singleton got a hand on that, but pretty good start to the game. Bailey, what's your thoughts, mate?
Just noticed Hamish Wolfgang in the number 18 jersey. The number 3 or 4 mustn't fit him too well.
Not these days. He's been in a good paddock. Look at him. As Watson feeds the scrum, it's gone from TJ out to Morgan Emity. Oh, he's been whacked by Foran.
Shot.
Foran, centre field, 10 metres out from the Singleton try line, makes a tackle. Will Newenhouse and dumb in half. We know that's going to happen all day. They need to be up to that. As he goes, Hamish Wolfgang's bounced off that tackle. They're trying to wrestle Will Newenhouse, but they need to be quick. They need to be smarter when he gets into dummy half. Tommy Johnson out of dummy half. Picks up Ethan Coe. Ethan Coe taking a run there, and he's, manhandled over the top by Savage, but tackled well underneath by Hamish Wolfgang. Frank Paul Nuasala with one of his solid runs, but they've contained the ball. Great tackle there by Ken Savage, Hoogerworth, and Marcus Marsh. There's a kick downfield from Singleton. I tell you what, it's been great football to start off with, boys.
Yeah, really good sub. They've all done their homework. They know where their weaknesses are, but also where their strengths are as well. So, yeah, we're in for a good game today.
Pete?
10 minutes in, mate. I'm loving what I'm seeing. It's going to be a hard contest. Teams are now starting to number up better in defence.
As we've just seen, Jesse McLean still down in the backfield for returning that kick, but Harry Douglas comes in for a run. He's run straight into Dale Watson and Tommy Johnson. Dummy half, Ben Clark gives it to... Look who it is. It's bloody Liam Foran taking a front rower's hit up. If that doesn't inspire your team, I don't know what does. But here we go. He comes this blind side and it's gone to Prince Campbell. He's nearly at the halfway line, 20 metres out. Played back to Ben Clark. Ben Clark gives it on to Marcus Marsh. Marcus Marsh has run the ball. He's been taken down. There was great tackle underneath by TJ there. As he gone from dummy half, it's the last tackle. He's found a lazy marker and it's a handover. That was no communication there at all. Liam Foran blowing up a treat. Ben Clark, last tackle, right.
Somebody forgot how to count there, that's for sure.
Right move, but he should have done a kick over the top.
Yeah, communication needs to be better, but Aberdeen, still a good start. They still made 40 on the fly and not playing out from the best position. So,
great shot there by Marcus Marsh on young Luke James Bradley at fullback. He goes, Frank Paul Nuasala, he's run across field and he had it in one hand. Benko says that he holds it like a baseball, but I can tell you right now, Paul Bankovic, that was more like a wet water balloon. It's fallen out of his hand.
Yeah, his carries... Yeah, I don't know. He seems to be running at faces, not spaces, trying to run it over blokes.
Look at you coming out with the cliches. That's beautiful. I love it.
I've been working on them all week.
Oh, good stuff.
Should see what else I've got.
Oh, mate, you keep that package coming.
Yeah, mate, ball control's got to be better than that.
Yeah, he goes for him from the base of the scrum off to... Here we go. A penalty to Aberdeen at the scrum. What has happened here? Oh, no, he's gone to Singleton.
Yeah.
A penalty to Singleton. I'm going to have to plug him in to find out what's going on there, boys. So just bear with me as I get it. We forgot to turn on Jesse
Giving a
McLean.
signal that somebody's held back somewhere there, but I'm not sure where. I didn't see it.
Well, we're relying on you down there. If you can't see it, we can't see it. We'll just make sure that we've got Jesse mic'd up so as we can...
Good kick.
Jesse seems to have a problem with turning his microphone on, so that seems to be the problem at the moment. We'll get to him at half time. But here we go. Singleton now in great range. Frank Paul Nuasala takes the ball straight up hard. He's looking to get the arm free. He can't get the arm free. TJ Johnson waving at dummy half. He brings Watson underneath but doesn't. He goes outside to the other Watson. Off to Bailey. Bailey's made it gone around Jesse McLean. Oh, that was comical. I think another intercept attempt. Here we go. Out from dummy half from Newenhouse to Watson. Oh, it's a knock on. A knock on by Solomon. It's been spun out wide to Harry Douglas. He's got no one outside him to pass to, but he's tried to get around number 12, Rinkin, but he's been wrestled to the ground and twisted back.
Yeah, it's a very free-flowing game. We spoke at the start of the game. We know it was going to be a competition between the forwards, but it seems to be a competition between the backs. From edge to edge, it's very free-flowing game.
I can guarantee you, mate. Whenever a commentator says it, you want to see it in the middle, or it's going to be a backs, it's always the curse.
Oh, you've jinxed him.
I've jinxed him. Here we go from dummy half. Clark on to Hugerworth. Geez, he's hard running. And that's a cannonball. That's lower than the knees. Who's that? Frank Paul. As here we go. Ben Clark from dummy half. Oh, flat ball out in front to Foran. Foran's given it on to Porter. Porter's trying to get meaties, but he's wrestled by Zach Solomon and Jordan Watson. They're all offside. He's tried to tell him, but young Huey gets away kick on the last. It's going to bounce awkwardly. Could this bounce in favour of Aberdeen? No, it's been collected there by a great collect by Ethan Coe as they've tried to wrestle the ball out of him. He's dropped it. I'm going for a one-on-one steal, and he's dropped it. Aberdeen now have the ball back in possession. 15 metres out from the Singleton try line. Steve Hinchin takes a bit of a stumble, but makes it to the... Well, he's only 3 metres out. That's two in the tackle. There was one in there to start off with, but Jesse Rudder's going to... There's one for you, Jesse.
Boys, don't get me started with this one-on-one rule.
There was 2 in that tackle. We're playing rugby again here now, by the looks of it. If we're going to go that way, we might as well just make it consistent.
We'll go for another one.
As Steve Hinchin makes the tackle 20 metres out on young Will Newenhouse. Luke Gardner straightens up. He's centre field. He's 30 metres out from his own try line. TJ Johnson passes out to Jordan Watson. On to Dale Watson. Dale Watson's put down 35 metres out, 15 metres in from the touchline here on the commentary box side. TJ Johnson back to Jordan Watson. Off to a flat Bradley, but what do we know? He steps and changes. No one's moving up on him, and Cam Savage and Ben Clark get in there to finish him up. It's the last tackle. They're looking for Jordan Watson. He's in his 40. He punches it downfield. It's going straight down the throat of Huey Bartholomew. Couldn't have picked him out better if he was on sale. Here we go right now. Huey Bartholomew makes it back up to the 30-metre line before he's turned around and slammed to the ground by Rinkin and Gardner. Dummy half. Harry Douglas passes it on to Hamish Wolfgang. Hamish Wolfgang's up over the 40-metre line. Ben Clark on to Liam Forum. Now Aberdeen are on a roll. Liam Forum's up over the opposition's 40-metre line. That's a great run.
Great run.
And there's a penalty. Here we go. A penalty and for a high shot. A high shot against Zach Solomon on Liam Foran. So that was great football. They were on a roll. Now they've got a penalty. They need to...
That's got to be patient here, Aberdeen. Singleton look gassed. I was just watching the middle boys there. They're all hands on hips. They're all buggered. They just need to stay patient here. Roll it in, get a repeat set, keep pressure on.
Pete, thoughts?
Mate, nothing like a high shot there to get the troops all fired up, and there was a little bit of niggle after it, as you would expect. But Aberdeen on the attack, only about, right into a metre out now.
Yes. Cam Savage, and I tell you what, they're all over him in the ruck at the moment. He goes, hooker, Ben Clark passes it out to 4, and there's got to be a try here. Off to Dave Murnane. Dave Murnane onto Harry Douglas, and it is a try in the corner. Harry Douglas has gone over just through simple hands and outnumbering the Singleton defence. It was going to be on for all money if they went that way, but Singleton, they gave away that penalty and put himself in an absolute crap position to defend against. And as you can see, hands on hips down there, they're all buggered. It's hot out there.
Yeah, Bailey hit the nail on the head there. Their body language from Singleton the last 2 to 3 minutes hasn't been very good at all. We're only 17 minutes into the game. It needs to be better than this. Discipline, getting marched downfield like that, especially on fourth tackle, really bad error there from Zach Solomon. But it gives Aberdeen credit. They did capitalise on that error. From this really big set now, the boys need to get their kick. And Singleton will appreciate the break.
Well, two penalties apiece currently between them. Jesse's made some calls there that he's going to have to back up on. If there's going to be a penalty for talking back in the ruck in possession, now he's set a precedent, Bailey, hasn't he? He's set a precedent for if they're going to talk back to him.
Yeah, he's blown some penalties. He's not taken much chat out there, so he's got to be consistent with it. If he does it at 5 minutes into the game, he's got to be consistent with it for the rest of the 80 minutes.
And Bailey, you said he was so good last week, refereeing the game because he let it flow a lot. You know what? I just hope he does that today. Yep. He seems to have his whistle out today and blowing it a fair bit. I prefer he puts it in his back pocket and only makes those decisions when he really needs to, and just let the game flow because I've got a cracking game on our hands here.
Well, they'll say this is the game you want it to flow.
Yep.
Liam Forum has shanked that kick. I don't know whether there was anyone niggling him, or he pulled a hammy, but that's got to be the worst kick for goal I've seen him do in 3 or 4 years.
I think I've seen some dirt fly up when he kicked the ball over there.
Look like me playing golf.
Definitely use the chipper there to get that one away.
Actually,
not his best attempt.
Pete, it actually did look like Josh Day playing golf, let's be fair. As it's 6-4 here on the A-Plus contracting scoreboard. 22 minutes left in this first half. It is hot out there at the moment, I can tell you. I'm feeling it from up here. I'm looking at Luke Gardner. He looks as red as a beetroot. As here goes the kickoff. It's high. It's gone. God, that is what they wanted. That is exactly what they wanted. Jesse McLean. Again.
Jesse hasn't had the best start to the game, has he? He's been found wanting a couple of times in defence and then just missing that one there from the kickoff.
Yeah, that really
and that's
hurt.
when you really need to make sure that you get control of the ball after points.
Yeah, you're right there, mate. That really hurts Aberdeen. After a try, getting to a kick, the most important aspect of the game. Not doing that really hurts.
I'll tell you what though, Pete, if there's one bloke that you can grab on the sideline, if you ever want to talk to him, that's Jai Bailey, and he is always up for a chat. So the coach of the Singleton side. But here we go, Singleton with the ball now, 20 metres out. Bradley with the ball off the scrum, and he's come across he's fallen off to tackle Dave Manane, and now James Bradley's dropped the ball. It's in the hands of Huey Bartholomew. If he can get in the clear, he's up to the 30-metre line, but Jake Smith, like a terrier, right around his ankles. Here comes Liam Forum. Liam Forum sends it out to Marcus Marsh. Marcus Marsh makes it up to the 40-metre line. Singleton struggling here. Can they get back on side? It goes to the blind side, goes to Hoogerworth, off to Manane.
I need to push up there.
Manane's made it up over the halfway line. They're 45 metres out. Slow play the ball, Dave. You need to get quicker than that. Foran on to Cam Savage. Cam Savage makes it up. They've got to be looking to try and make some interchanges now. These big boys from both sides are going to need a breather. As here we go, played back Liam Foran. Liam Foran kicks it downfield. Dave Manane's in front of the kicker by all money, but here goes Harry Douglas. Harry Douglas, will he get there? Oh, who knows? Support. Harry Douglas doesn't get there. Jim Bradley retrieves it, makes it out to the 10-metre line. Where was the rest of the chase from Aberdeen?
Just interchange, boys, with Jason Hovey replacing Cam Savage. Jason Hovey last week, really big discipline errors. Massive penalties against the grain. So today he needs to be a lot better in that area. Well,
you need to keep an eye on that one. I'll leave you with Jason as young Coe takes a scoop from dummy half and he makes it past two would-be Aberdeen defenders before he's wrapped up by Clark and Hinchin. Here's Frank Paul Nuasali. You've got to watch that arm getting free. He's always looking for that offload. He's contained really well by Prince Campbell underneath. Morgan Emity jumps from dummy half. He's made some good metre. Hinchin falls off, and so does Hoogerworth before Hovey and Ben Clark put him to the ground 45 metres out. Jordan Watson wants to get him out of trouble. He's kicked from a high one. It wasn't a long one like he has, and they're letting it bounce Aberdeen. There's two of them there. They've got to get on it on the full. Here goes Jesse McLean. Look at him go. That's what we like to see. Jesse put his foot down, and he's come straight up to the 30-metre line nearly before he's taken down by Jake Smith and Luke Gardner. From dummy half, it's four, and he pops it to Dave Manane, who's up to the 40-metre line. That was a great yardage. Here goes Liam Foran from dummy half. He pops it to Hoogerworth. Hoogerworth through. He flick passes. What a ball onto Hamish Wolfgang. Wow. Hamish Wolfgang's got Huey Bartholomew in support. Huey's been tumbled. It's going to be Dale Watson who brings him down 5 metres out from the try line. Quick play the ball is what's needed, but Huey's just slow getting to his feet. They're all offside here, the Singleton defenders, but Jason Hovey has the ball. He needs support. He's been taken down 10 metres out. Aberdeen have got to come to this side, or they're not. They're going to the left. They're going to the blind. It's a long cutout pass to Harry Douglas, who tries to wrestle his way around, but taken down by Jake Smith. They're flat. It's the last tackle. Four in a dummy half. Goes across. Grubbers it through. No, it's been hit by a Singleton player and dived on. No urgency to get to the ball at all from Aberdeen.
All that was good push around the footy from Aberdeen. But saying that, though, there was no support towards the back end. To me, Huey Bartholomew just seems to be always in second gear.
Yeah, he looked on the treadmill there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think once he hits that third or fourth, he was home. But I think he just didn't expect anyone to be chasing him.
Well, wrong options. They should have come to this western side for sure. They had numbers galore, and they've gone to the side where the majority of defenders were. Here's Will Newenhouse. He's floating across field. If he picks up a straight run, they're in trouble. But he's bumped off four, and look at him. He's got flies. He's got spiders on him. And now it's taken 3 Aberdeen players, and they've hit him, jammed him, and put him to the ground. I think they were a bit frustrated there. Here's Morgan Emity on to Frank Paul. Frank Paul takes it and pops it to Rinkin. Rinkin's been run over the top of, I was going to say Dave Manane, but Dave Manane clings on. Morgan Emity dummy half. Jake Smith punches it down. He's outside his 40, so it won't be a 40-20, but it sits up well for Harry Douglas anyway. Harry Douglas to run it back. Dave Manane slow back in the back play here. I think he might be carrying a bit of unfitness, but there's a penalty for another high shot. This time he's pointed to Luke Gardner and said, high shot. We don't have the microphone turned on for young Jesse. Poor Jesse, he's stuffed himself again there, Pardo.
Just the fast speed of the game, boys, seems to be impacting the game at the moment now. The boys, as you can see, a lot of hands on hips, really little silly areas, the little high tackles. I'll be putting Hass on now. I think he'd be a really good option now, especially around that ruck when it starts to get a little bit slower.
It'll be interesting to see what time of the match he comes into it. Aberdeen tried to rip himself off a few metres there for the tap, so young Jesse Rudder's called it back to take the tap. Here's Hugerworth. He's loving it. He's relishing in this new role in the second row. He always has been a great player of running the ball. He's great at dummy half, but I think he's found his spot now towards the finals. Here's Marcus Marsh. He makes it up over the 30-metre line in Singleton territory. He's tackled. He's kicking. He's trying to get a quick play of the ball. Ben Clark off to around the back to Dylan Porter, off to Prince Campbell. Prince Campbell's made a bust. He's got James Bradley to beat. He stands him up and improves the position nearly under the post. And that is beautiful football by Tyler Prince Campbell. Just James Bradley caught wanting there. He was too flat-footed to make the change at speed that Tyler Prince Campbell was making.
Yeah, just great lines by Prince Campbell. Just run that unders line. I think overall, a really good start from the man. He's like I said before, he's really joined his footy and it's really showing. Saying that though, once again we look at the body language of Singleton. A lot of hands on hips, really flat at the moment. We're only 25 minutes deep into the game. Where's their fitness levels at? Well, we'll soon see.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Tyler Prince Campbell, if there's anyone that's been deserving of a try in the past few weeks, it's him.
Look, going on what he did last week, he's backed it up again this week, started the game exceptionally well, got him some good go forward, and was light on his feet there with a nice little step.
Well, just before, we've got 16 minutes left on the clock here on the A-Plus contracting scoreboard. Before it even gets to half-time, because he'll ping off early, that man down there on the far left with talking to the Seneca man is Jai Bailey. We might grab him on his words. He's always keen to have a chat to us. As here goes Harry Douglas, nearly right in front. I won't say that he's going to put it over because, as I've alluded to for the remainder of this earlier on the season, our man Steve Hinchin missed one from here. But he's backing him in?
Yeah.
Everyone's got, yeah,
I'm not
it's not
saying
Steve Hinchin. He's nailed it. And that takes the scoreboard to 10-6. Aberdeen over Singleton at the moment. Singleton, they do need to make some interchanges now. Nelson Gardner would be a notable omission to bring on right now.
Yeah, like I spoke about before, with Nelson Gardner, last time we witnessed the boys, his work rate wasn't as high as what it should be, especially coming off the bench. I'd be throwing him now, big 15 minutes before half-time or 15 minutes either side of half-time and just do that job where just tough carries through the centre and really try and tighten up that ruck. But yeah, this next set, we saw what happened with the last try to Aberdeen, getting that repeat for Singleton. They need to get to a kick here.
Well, Cody Argent is out there in the yellow boots and the number 16 jersey, so an interchange has been made. As they put it high, they're going down to that side again. Oh. Dylan Porter's knocked it back. They can't let it go dead. Jesse McLean runs it dead.
Wow.
Oh dear, that is not what to do. That's twice now after points been scored. Listen, I just had a quick word to Jai. Made a few minutes before half-time. We'll grab him and get his thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, no, he does. He's a great asset to the group. Not only a good coach, but he's right behind what we're trying to do with promoting Group 21. So, and good for a phone call too. If you're ever up at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll put his number out later. Tell him I said that too.
What
was that, mate?
I'll make sure that he's aware of that.
As here we go, the dropout has made it to the 40-metre line. Cody Argent takes it hard and fast. Oh, you don't want to run into Tyler Prince Campbell like that. And over the top, I think that would be... Oh, it is Hamish Wolfgang. As TJ Johnson takes it centre field, and he's taken by Hincho and Marcus Marsh. Hincho looks a bit stiff. He looks like he might be carrying a bit of an ankle or something injuries. There's been an offload here. They've got numbers out to the right. Rinkin with the ball, who's tackled. Aberdeen very sloppy and not good sliding in defence there. And that's a penalty for laying in the ruck. That's well done. And it's Dave Manane. But Dave can get up and say, sir, I've got a seniors card. I'm allowed an extra 2 seconds, please. As here we go. They'll tap it from over in the corner, far corner. And it looks like it's... I cannot see from here. And we don't have our display up who that player is playing the ball. As it's sent out to... out here to the left and offload by... I'm having a mind blank right now. Big... Frank Paul. As Frank Paul's got the ball again, he tries a flick pass. That's not played at. That's not played at. Singleton Singleton ball right in front. I think it was a tackle not played at, though. I can't criticise Jesse. He always rings me and tells me his decisions. Well, I can criticise him, but he does ring me, Bailey, and tell me why that decision was what it is. And if it's not him, it's Matty Edwards telling me to pull my head in. So, Singleton now in perfect position, centre field, 10 metres out. Jake Smith to feed the scrum. Do you see points in this set?
Yeah, I think they need to go left here with Will Neuenhuis. Like, they haven't seen much ball on this left edge for Singleton, so it'll be interesting to see when they do get the ball what they put on.
Well, here we go. Jordan Watson with the ball, passed out to Will Neuenhuis. He palms off Dylan Porter-Smith, and he one-on-one stripped attempt by Jesse McLean, but he doesn't get the ball. He'll play the ball 20 metres out. Now we've got Edwards with the ball. He runs straight into Marcus Marsh. They're about 25 metres out from the 15 metres, sorry. As number 14, that'd be Brody Rinkin, isn't it, into the game now? That's who it was over the other side. And here goes James Bradley. He's taken down in a very solid shot by Dave Manane. Oh, here we go. Another penalty. Dave Manane, hand on ball.
I don't think Singleton wanted that penalty then, to be honest. They had about 4-man overlap on this right side, and they were looking for a quick play the ball.
As here we go. Brody Rinkin taps it and passes it on to Cody Argent, who seems to be taking a front rower's position. He offloads. Brody Rinkin dummies, goes around. He's got support. He gets over.
Super sub.
Well, we've got the Gordon Tallis of the old era, and now we've got Brody Rinkin of the 2019 season. Straight off the bench into dummy half, and he's carving up Brody Rinkin. 5 tries last weekend, and here's his first one this weekend.
We spoke last week about the importance of discipline, and once again, it's come back to bite Aberdeen again. Silly errors, defending their own line, it's really not good enough. But also, your one-on-one contact needs to be a lot better than that as well. Hands around the footy. Brody Rinkin last week, Bailey, very good out of Denman. Seems to be really good impact today already. Yeah,
he just likes that quick play the ball, then getting out of dummy half. He's very quick, and he likes to see the lazy markers and get around them. So it'll be interesting to see the last 10 minutes of this half. He'll be out to get him.
Well, the last 10 minutes, we've just seen Shane Hasselman enter the 2019 season right now, and Lee Mitchell go on. Off for a spell is Ben Clark and Steve Hinchin. So
Hass at 9.
Hass would potentially go to 9, or Hoogs would move there, and we'd have it. No, Hass is 9. Oh well, we've got the man behind us. We shouldn't even be guessing. The manager, Hassie's going to 9. There we go.
How's he been training, mate? Pretty well? Yeah, good.
You're not going to say anything. Even try to give him a microphone. Will Neuenhuis from in front converts the kick. It is now 12-10 on the A-plus contracting scoreboard. Singleton leading Aberdeen. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Have you seen it, Pete? What's this Shane Hasselman extra dimension going to do?
Well, look, Singleton have also just made a change through that. While the conversion was being taken, Matthew Brock's gone on for Rinkin. But, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Like, it's pretty all even. Well, it is even on the scoreboard, and that's the way I'm seeing it down here on the field.
It's just been changed.
Oh, they have changed it now. Mass isn't a strong point of mine, but I can assure you that, down here at the moment, it's just been a couple of little things I feel kept Singleton into it. A couple of the kickoffs there that we've seen.
Yeah, well,
Tigers after points.
I'm looking at Cody Argent in the front row position here, and I'm liking it. I've seen him in the centres. So Aberdeen has to lift here as here we go. Will Neuenhuis down this side. They're going to attack this left side. They can see that Jesse McLean isn't that confident under the ball, so you're going to see a lot of kicks come down this side now, I can guarantee you. As Watson's got the ball, he steps and brings it back in towards the ruck before he's met by Hamish Wolfgang, who tries a one-on-one strip, but wrestles him to the ground. Aberdeen have the ball here, but they've said give it back to him. As Rinkin tries to milk a penalty from dummy half, he's jumped, he's gone, he's found space, he hasn't, but he's been taken down by Dylan Porter, but collected over the top by Prince Campbell. Here's the last tackle. And Jordan Watson puts a midfield bomb up straight underneath Dave Manane. Dave Manane takes it. Don't give a penalty away, Dave. You've done 2 already. As here he goes. He's put his foot down, but he hasn't got the speed that he used to, and he's up to the 40-metre line, 10 in from touch.
Good hit up Singleton there, getting into their kick, something Aberdeen haven't been able to do all game.
Yep, I think with Hass in there now, he'll just feel his way in the first 10 minutes and be ejected in the second half. But I think he's going to... Here he goes. He makes a scoop from dummy half. First run of the game. And he's taken over the top by Luke Gardner and underneath by Ethan Edwards. Foreign off to Marcus Marsh, who runs at TJ Johnson and Cody Argent. He's tackled.
Got to go left.
They go on left. They've heard you. They're going to Foran. Foran's run across field. He's given a flat ball. It was flat. So everyone's came in for forward, but Lee Mitchell dropped it clean as a spud. And he's tackled there, Foran. Lee Mitchell's first touch of the ball, probably not what he wanted. He's going to have to get in there and shake that off. That's TJ Johnson. Look at the Aberdeen defence. They're waiting now. They were off the line fast. Now they're back waiting. As here goes a shooter, it's got Lee Mitchell. He's going to have to take down Frank Paul. He does a good effort there before help arrives. And it was the help of Marcus Marsh, dummy half. Off to Brock. As we said, Brock's just come into the game. And TJ Johnson plays it smack bang halfway line. Morgan Emity jumps from dummy half before he's collected. Great tackle around the legs. And it was Haas. 40 metres nearly out from there, from the defensive line. Here goes Matthew Brock again, I believe it is, who's now tackled. Last tackle. Brady Rinkin from dummy half. He runs it. He puts a bomb up towards 10 metres out. It's going to be a collision here, is there? No, it's Huey Bartholomew taking it. Thought Dave Manane was going to impede his road there. Dave Manane now runs it out from dummy half. He comes across field, makes a good line before he's tackled by Brock. Brock laying all over him. As Foran now plays dummy half, gives it to Jason Hovey. Jason Hovey needs to keep his head and run hard. And that's probably not the best run that he's had, but he needs to wind up and get deeper. Here we go from dummy half. Haas finds Foran as a runner. Foran's nearly broken. He's got no support. No one around at all. Haas dummy half. He comes to this side towards our commentary box. Dylan Porter off to Tyler Prince-Campbell. Tyler Prince-Campbell was going for a flick, but what's Will Neuenhouse doing here? You can't drag him on the ground. Last tackle. Porter puts a spiralling kick up. James Bradley's underneath it. He takes it cleanly on the 20-metre line.
No chase.
No chase at all. We're up to the 30-metre line, but he's over the 35-metre line. 6 minutes to go. 12-10. Singleton leading. I'll tell you what, boys, it's going to come down to fitness.
Yeah, come down to fitness, but also those little 1%ers, ball control and that push around the ruck. Kick on fifth tackle. It might have been a great kick, but with no chase, there's no point.
I'll tell you what, we spoke of the word legacy. Yep. And is this what Aberdeen's legacy is going to be? They could be throwing away the option right here if they continue to play this sloppy defensive game that they've got in this 10-minute period. As you see, the ball's just been thrown about. They're running backwards. They're not moving up. Luke Gardner's just ran over the top of 3 blokes, and he's now 30 metres out, nearly 20 metres out, 20 years, as they're passing it on from Rinkin's gone from dummy half, and he's nearly made it across. Last tackle, they've got options. You'd think they'd come to this western side. They do. Here's Bradley, puts it on a grubber. Jesse McLean's knocked it on. Jesse McLean's knocked on the grubber. Didn't even look comfortable getting down to that one. It's going to be a scrum feed. 10 out, 20 in. Singleton on the attack. 5 minutes to go on the clock. I think there's points in this one.
Yeah, I think Aberdeen...
Body language.
Yeah, Aberdeen really look forward to half-time here at the moment. Very, very tired. To keep Singleton out in this set of 6 is going to be massive. They're very, very tired here at the moment. But just seem to be doing those little things right, Singleton. Little kicks on fifth play. That push around the ruck seems heaps better as well. The one-on-one contact from Aberdeen at the moment, though, it just isn't good enough.
Well, Jesse McLean needs support because they're going to keep targeting him now. In this second half, they will keep targeting him.
I just noticed Marcus Marsh was the only bloke to go over to Jesse on that knock-on. He needs a bit of confidence from his own teammates when he makes them errors, so... Good on Marcus Marsh, but yeah.
And they come to blindside off the scrum, but it's well tackled there by Dylan Porter, who was awake to it from Brody Rinkin. As TJ Johnson in dummy half gives it on to Edwards. Edwards has picked up.
Sure.
He's smacked to the ground, and who's that underneath?
Haas.
Shane Hasselman, of course. And here we go, Rinkin gives it to Frank Paul Nuasala. Hovey tries to contain him, but he gets the ball away. It's now 3-on-2 out here. Gardner on Manane. Manane uses his arms and his legs to twist him down to the ground. As here we go, 4 minutes left on the clock. Gardner plays the ball. It's come out to number 15, Brock. Brock's taken it. Just a settler. They're coming back towards the post. Frank Paul's screaming for the ball. He's standing underneath the post, but they're going to the blind side. Here it is, 1-on-1 play. It's going to be a simple try. Just numbering up. I said there was a try in that, and Luke Gardner's just waltzed over the try line. Bad communication and flat-footed defence from Aberdeen.
Yeah. But we hit the nail on the head before about the body language. It really isn't up to A-grade standard, and it's not up to a standard which is a level which could win this competition this year. Like you spoke about before, I think, dropping the ball in your own trial line, but only have one bloke only come over and tap you on the shoulder and say, mate, it's okay, we've got this. Yeah, that's really not good enough. It does speak volumes as well. Getting back into half-time, I think Foz is going to have a fair bit to say. He has put his hand up. There's a few of the boys have put their hand up, but a lot haven't.
Yep.
And getting into half-time, have a good chat about who they are, and what their reasons are for being out there is going to be massive.
Well, I'll come back to it. What's the legacy? That's a big thing in this game.
Yep.
16-10 now with a kick from the sideline. Hopefully Pete's going to get Jai Bailey soon, but I could look, just looking at the Singleton side, they had that lapse from 20 to 30 minutes, and now they've sort of put their foot down. But the body language from Aberdeen, it just looks shot at the moment.
Pete, you got Jai on the sideline, mate.
We're just waiting for Pete.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Jai, how you going, mate?
Good, thanks, guys.
It's all right. I'd switched my mic off by mistake there, boys. Yeah, I've got Jai down here. Mate, who'd want to be a coach? I've been watching you throughout this first half. There's been some dirt kicking. There's been some jumps for joy. Mate, what's doing?
Yeah, look, we've got a lot of work to do. That wasn't a pretty first half from us. We're lucky to be in front. We just turned over way too much footy. 6 times when we were in good ball. We turned it over, so I'm surprised we're in front.
It's pretty warm there for the big guys as well in the last few sets. Both sides are getting slower off their line, and some of the backs starting to make a little bit of inroads. How do you keep the guys all fresh?
Well, that's the thing. When you turn the footy over as much as we have, you do a lot of defence, and that's sort of showing at the moment. But the last 10 minutes has probably been the best part of the half for us, so hopefully we can take that in the second half.
Jai, just quickly, obviously you've identified this left side off the kick-off. There's been 2 errors down here. Is that something that's come from the coach's call saying, hey, we've got something out here on this left side?
Mate, I won't take the credit for that because I didn't tell him to go down there.
Okay, mate, no problem. But I'd hate to be a dog in that first half. There'd be plenty of kicking going on if you're at home because the boys, there was no cohesion there. There was no structure there for a minute. It's unlikely of Singleton.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is this is the first time this side's played together, and it's round 12. So, we'll be right. As I said, it's the first time this side's played together, so we can only get better from here.
Yeah, rightio. Well, mate, as a kick-off's just gone from a short kick-off, we'll go back to the play. Aberdeen's gone for the short kick-off. Singleton now rucking it out. Thanks for that,
buddy.
Jai. We'll have a chat to you afterwards. Singleton's rucking it out. Liam Foran went for a short short kick-off, but it was knocked on there by Aberdeen, and here we go. Singleton now with possession with only 45 seconds left on the clock. It's James Bradley playing at 40 metres out. Brody Rinkin off to Smith, off to Gardner. Gardner and Manane are having a great one-on-one challenge. I'd actually be swapping it to have Gardner having Dave Manane over this side on Will Newenhouse myself. As here goes Frank Paul Nuwasala makes it up to 45 metres out from the Aberdeen line. As he got on the blind side, Brody Rinkin's jumped from dummy half. No wonder he got 5 tries last week. He's nifty.
Go for the one, surely.
Well, there's 30 metres out. Here we go. What's Jordan Watson going to do? He's going to go for the bomb, the midfield bomb that could backfire. But what's going to happen is here we go. Yui Bartholomew takes it cleanly, and he'll go to the ground. There's 3 seconds remaining in this half. You don't think he'd even get up to play the ball, but he does. As he goes, Harry Douglas just takes it as a settler. We're now at half-time, 16-10. The Aberdeen Tigers hosting the Singleton Greyhounds, going to the break down at McKinnon Field. Boys, just before we take a quick break, what's your thoughts?
Hasn't been a bad game of footy. It started strong. A few little errors crept in from Aberdeen towards the back end. I think half-time, like I said before, is coming at a really good time for them. I think they'll go in the sheds, have a chat about it and fix it. And when they do, I think they'll come out a completely different team.
Look, Peter, if you can, just quickly, I think really would be interesting to have a chat to Marcus Marsh if you could see him. He's the one. You're going to have to sprint if you're going to get to him. He's on a mission to get to the sheds. He's got his head down there.
Mate, I'll try and get hold of Dylan Porter.
Rightio. See what he has to say. Bailey, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's really got to be a battle of who's the fittest in this second half, and it looks like Singleton, with all these young boys, have got to be the ones to do it, especially in the back end of the second half with James Bradley, Will Newenhouse, Morgan Emity. They're going to be ones to get Singleton over the line.
You can walk with him to the sheds, Pete, if you want. You got it?
All right, we've got Dylan Porter down here with us.
Turn your mic on.
No, I am on. It just keeps dropping out every now and then. Dylan, how have you seen the first half? You're behind on the scoreboard at the moment.
I feel like we got too many errors. Missed tackles, we missed about at least 15, 10. Fucking hell.
A couple of the kickoffs. How do you fix this sort of stuff up?
It all comes from the line speed.
His mic's not on.
No line speed at all.
Yeah. All right, mate, look, we'll leave you there. We'll let you get into the shed, have a well-earned rest. It is warm out here, boys. But line speed is what he's talking about. They need to lift that and, just hang on to possession and look after it a lot better.
Oh, without a doubt, mate. And there needs to be a big big lift in their forwards. That's where it's at the moment. But look, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, but just to give us a bit of a breather, that's a bit of Carrot and the collective. It's our time. Thanks to Carrot and the boys, of course. Carrot, Burnout, Joel Gosper, the likes. They do a fantastic job, and we'll be back just before half-time to have a chat. Well, welcome back to the Bengalla Group 21 Rugby League clash between Aberdeen Tigers and the Singleton Greyhound with the Footy Fever commentary team. It's 16-10 currently. The Singleton Greyhounds leading the Aberdeen Tigers. Boys, who's your standout? We're looking at the player of the series, player of the year, for Group 21. Who do you think's in contention out of this game?
Look, it's one of those things we spoke about a little bit last week as well. You know, when it comes down to the player of Group 21 for the whole year, it will be very interesting, the fact that Scone have been so dominant, but a lot of the players have been dominant across the board. Compared to your Singletons and Aberdeens, where there is the standout players. Today, I think the standout player to me has been Tyler Prince-Campbell. Even though he's on a losing team, I think he's been fantastic. From Singleton, I've really liked what James Bradley has done. He hasn't had a huge amount of impact, but what he has done has been great.
As here we go, the kick-off from 4, and it's kicked off towards the highway end of Group 20 of the Aberdeen football field, and it looks like Cody Argent with the ball running back towards the 20-metre line. He's hit solidly there in a tackle over the top by Hamish Wolfgang and Dylan Porter. As Ethan Edwards makes a run, he's tackled by Hovey over the top, and Shane Hasselman in his debut this year. Ethan Edwards runs the ball and then offloads and passes it to a Singleton defender that's met by Singleton runner with 3 Aberdeen defenders. Jake Smith with the ball, offloads to Frank Paul Nuasala. Frank Paul Nuasala stands up, Dave Manane. He's going towards the sideline. He's got his arms free, but he's taken to the ground with the assistance of Jason Hovey. Luke Gardner passes it back to Jake Smith. Jake Smith punches a low, shallow kick down towards Huey Bartholomew, who collects it 15 metres out from his own try line. He's running it back. He's gone straight into a wall of Singleton defenders and taken to the ground, nearly at the 40-metre line, 25 metres in from the western side. 4 and a dummy half off to Hovey. Hovey runs the ball straight and hard. He's gone through one. He's used his palm. He's off from TJ, and he's made it over. He's up 35 metres out from the Singleton try line. Hasselman from dummy half finds big running, fast, hard Marcus Marsh, who makes it up to the 20-metre line or 25 metres out before he plays a quick play the ball back to Haas. Off to Foran. Foran shapes the kick, gives it inside to Lee Mitchell. Lee Mitchell offloads to Huey Bartholomew, who loses it, spills it clean. Collected by Tom Johnson. Tom Johnson, everyone's standing with their arms out, appealing to the referee, but you don't do that. Play to the whistle, boys.
Yeah, tough call there, I think, for Aberdeen. I thought he was held back before he went to play the ball, but still saying that, though, Singleton were about 20 metres out from their own try line.
Bailey Ellis.
Yes.
Okay. As Cody Argent has the ball and runs it 25 metres out from his own line, he's taken down in a tackle over the top there by Hamish Wolfgang. Ethan Edwards with the ball. Ethan Edwards runs it towards the eastern side. He's about 15 metres out from the sideline, 30 metres in out from his try line. Oh, that was a long ball. Great hands by Frank Paul Nuasala. He passes it one hand to Nathan Brock. He's palmed off one. He's gone around 2. He stumbled, though. He's off the ground, passed it to TJ Johnson, and he's taken down there by 4 and just shy of the halfway line. Frank Paul Nuasala, the biggest dummy half I've seen, off to Jake Smith, who punches it downfield, straight to Huey Bartholomew, who catches it. Huey offloads to Harry Douglas. Harry Douglas, the man with plenty of speed, runs straight into Brodie Rinkin. No, Jordan Watson, and he's wrestled to the ground. Jordan Watson trying for the one-on-one steal. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Jesse, he's trying to milk a penalty there, but Jesse will have nothing to do with it as Hamish Wolfgang takes a run. Don't be surprised if you see Liam Foran take another front rower hit up here. Hasselman dummy half, off to Marcus Marsh. Marcus Marsh makes it to the 40-metre line and just over. Plays it back to Shane Hasselman coming around the open side. It's Daniel Hoogerwerth. Daniel Hoogerwerth's made it in behind the Marcus. He's 35 metres out. He's looking for the quick play the ball. TJ Johnson's laying on him, and that is a penalty. That's just smart football from an old head.
Yeah, whatever's been said at half-time for Aberdeen has shown. They've really come out with their guns firing in the second half. So really good go forward from Marcus Marsh and also Hoogs as well, which has been great. Saying that, though, we're only a little bit 5 minutes into the half. So, just got to keep playing on these sets and really try and bury them in their own half.
Yeah, look, I can tell you, boys, that during half-time, Aberdeen were told, get on that front foot. Let's try and pick up the pace in the play the ball and also make sure we number up in defence. And pretty much the same out of the Singleton sheds. I did ask Jai Bailey about Thomas Johnson. He was some strapping through half-time. He's not even sure why.
Okay, there we go. Pete Holland from 2&M on the sideline. There's a penalty right in front of the post. That's the second penalty in a row for Aberdeen Tigers. As Shane Hasselman brings it back, they'll take the tap, and here's Liam Foran instructing play. Liam Foran passes it off to Marcus Marsh, who runs it towards the goalpost, gets on all fours for a quick play of the ball. Hash dummy half. Goes to Liam Foran. Liam Foran turns under. No, he doesn't. He goes around. He wrap around play there with another player and takes the ball only metres out from the Aberdeen defence. Dave Manane at dummy half. Offloads to Hugerworth. Hugerworth burrows down. Can he get over for a try? He's very close, but no cigar. Dave Manane at dummy half again. He's hit from the marker and the ball's gone along the ground. That's some shocking play there by Aberdeen. As Dylan Porter's got the ball, he's flipping across field. He's got around for one. There's no support. He had the arm free. They're now 10 metres out. Jason Hovey wants the ball. Jason Hovey gets the ball. He's going flat out. The boy, he's got plenty of upper body strength. Can he get over? He's over!
Wow, good run.
A try to Jason Hovey. 10 metres from the right of the uprights on the eastern side of the uprights on the Aberdeen field. And that's just pure strength and determination there by Jason Hovey. Great run.
Yeah, I really like what he's done today. You know, he's got one job, and that's just to go forward, and he's done that. You know, nothing silly or no silly errors around the ruck, which has been great. For me, Aberdeen, what I really liked is, you know, they're in this position where they're not playing for points. You know, they're just playing for field possession. You know, nothing silly. Really good start to the second half.
There was no panic at all there, was there? It was just the online defence for a while there for Singleton was really good. The ball movement out wide, and then just brute strength to get over the line. So well done to the Tigers.
Great running there by Jason Hovey. Look, that's what we needed. That's what we said in the first half, Bailey.
Yeah, well, I don't think Jace Hovey has too much footy brain, so I think these players just tell him to run at them posts at the other end of the field, and he says, yes, sir, and that's what he does. So, but he's good at it, so you can't fault him for that.
I'll tell you what, though, I must be honest, boys, this is probably one of the hardest games I've had to call. Only because it's such an intriguing game. You know, I forget they're actually calling a game and not just here watching. You know, it's sort of end to end, and you know, whoever's going to make the mistakes, I think towards the back end of the game is going to lose the game. Yeah. You know, whoever can capitalise on those errors, you know, and really complete those sets, you know, is going to win this game. So, boys, we've got 33 minutes left of some really good footy.
Well, it started the other way. Singleton in the opening minutes scored the first try of the game, so we're in for a cracking game here towards the end. And like I said, I still believe it's going to come down to fitness, discipline and fitness, as Harry Douglas punches it over. At 16 all here on the A-plus contracting scoreboard between Aberdeen and Singleton in the Bengalla Group 21 competition. I tell you what, if you're Bengalla right now, even though it's a 14 competition, you've got to be happy with the product that's on display.
Oh, it's a great game of footy. But saying that, though, lads, we saw this in the first half where, you know, they couldn't get to their kick after a try, Aberdeen, so this set of 6 here is massive for them.
Do they kick it left again?
Yeah, well, look.
Oh, mate.
The sun's in his eyes.
For sure.
This is going to be very, very interesting.
Got to be some nerves back there on the try line at the moment as the ball goes through the air.
As here we go, it's going to Dylan Porter. It's a high one. The try scorer, Jason Hovey. Oh! He had a look up and he nearly dropped the ball, but he's made good yardage. He's taken another couple of players with him and taken them over the 20-metre line. As Shane Hasselman
all offside, Singleton, surely.
assumes the Jesus position and puts the arms out, pleading for a penalty, but no penalty coming. There's 3 in that one. Marcus Marsh plays the ball. Has at dummy half off the 4. And it was a terrible ball, but it's bounced well for Lee Mitchell. It's gone into his arm. Lee Mitchell on Luke Gardner, and Jake Smith's coming there to clean them up. Yeah, it is. Look, everyone's struggling to get backside, but look at that 10-metre line. That is so short. That is the shortest 10 metres I've seen.
Good run.
It's lucky the Tigers have the ball. Hovey's playing arm issue at the moment. He's got a fair bit of pain there. Hopefully only a stinger for him.
As here we go, 4 and takes it towards the centre field. Spins it to Dylan Porter. What a combination. Off to Hamish Wolfgang on Will Neuenhuis. He palms him, but they've taken him to the ground there, and he's tackled 35 metres out from the Singleton try line. Dylan Porter with the ball off to Foran. Foran puts a bomb up from the 30-metre line. It's plenty of pressure here under James Bradley. It's Hasselman. Hasselman has taken it and scored a try. Shane Hasselman has jumped up at the same time as James Bradley and come down with the biscuits. And it's try time, Shane Hasselman. Welcome back to Bengalla Group 21, Shane Hasselman. What a play.
Great start, the second half from Aberdeen. They've really come out in the front foot. Saying that, though, I don't think Singleton expected this. They really haven't. They're really flat-footed at the moment. Really focused on getting to their kicks. Do you think he was offside? I think he might have been a foot or two, but we'll look back at the video later, and it's not going to change the scoreboard now. But a really good take by Haas and great injection into the game. He's been fantastic.
He wasn't offside. What are you watching? You're looking through. I've told you, Aberdeen need to get that perspex cleared. The night time I've been having a shocker. But
Mate,
Rod Partridge, clean the perspex.
Look, it was finally good to see someone chasing through on a kick. We saw a couple of kicks in the first half where if the Tigers had chased through, could have been different results for them. So well done us there, leading the way and showing how to the ground and take a good, clean ball.
I'll tell you what, Pete, while you're down there, is there a trainer or a standby? I'm commentating and I need a rub.
Yeah, saying with that set of 6 though, boys, I think the thing that really changed that set of 6 was that go forward from Hoogs. I think that change from him from hooker into second row has been massive for this team. His experience, his go forward. We can overcomplicate rugby league a lot. Focus on their skills and drills and all this type of stuff. Tackle hard, run hard. That's what it comes down to. And those blokes like Liam Foran and Hoogs are doing that today, and it's really showing.
Let me just ask you. Friday night footy,
Yep.
the Dragons' last try.
Yep.
South's last try. Was that a forward pass?
No.
No. Well, that's why you need to get your eyes checked.
Saying that though, mate, I've got one green eye and one red eye, so you're asking the wrong person.
That's why you need your eyes checked. That was a forward pass for all money, wasn't it, Bailey?
I reckon Josh is right.
Get out
That
of the
was
box,
backwards.
pair.
No, I reckon it
I'm not
wasn't.
even a Dragon supporter. Benko's going to punch you.
And also, I reckon Caliponga should have been sent for that too.
Oh, wake up to yourself. As
a
here
joke.
goes
That's a
Dylan
joke.
Porter on the 10-metre line, catches the kick-off. Jason Havey, the try scorer, he's back into it. Flat out. He's made it up over, he's 22 metres out from his own line. They've got, everyone is offside here in this set of 6, and it's the shortest 10 again. Jesse, what's going on with your legs, mate, with the meterage? We need to get you to get them a 10-metre line for both sides. As here we go, Foran with the ball. Foran off to Lee Mitchell. Lee Mitchell tries to stand up one. He offloads to Huey Bartholomew. He's got plenty of speed. He's cut through the middle. He's taken down 40 metres out, 10 metres in from the sideline. He looks a bit injured there. And it's a penalty against Luke Gardner again. Here we go. What's going on? What's going to be said?
Look, I think it's lucky that there wasn't a penalty given before that play for inside the 10, but definitely deserved for laying in the ruck.
Yeah, no, Jesse's not talking at the moment, so we've not got him on the microphone. He's obviously turned himself off again. I don't know why we have all this trouble with Jesse with his microphone. Anyway, we'll have to fix him up. He's a rookie. Here goes Lee Mitchell. Lee Mitchell takes the ball and he's made it up to the 20-metre line. Their centre field nearly has dummy half. Off to Marcus Marsh. He runs towards the uprights. He's gone over the top of one. He's with Frank Paul Nuasala and I believe that's Jordan Watson, and they're wrestling him. They still haven't put him to ground. He's still standing, but he'll play the ball back to Haas right underneath the uprights. Haas jumps out from dummy half. He can't jump from marker that fast. Not when you're a front row. You can't. There's no way that was a play on. I've been penalised for that about 60 times in my bloody playing career. As here we go, Frank Paul Nuasala plays the ball back. He's offloaded. It's Rinkin with the ball. Rinkin's brought it up to the 30-metre line, 20 metres in from touch. Forward at dummy half. Here goes Will Neuenhouse. Will Neuenhouse takes a run. He's run straight into Dave Murnane and Marcus Martian taken down. Another penalty. Okay, Dave Murnane, that's your third.
There's the consistency.
Yeah, but he definitely owes a team a carton, Dave Murnane. Definitely owes them a carton.
I think Lee Mitchell's been great since he's been on. He's had a lot of go forward. He's been really, really good around the ruck. Really big set of 6 here for Singleton. No pressure foot, even though behind by 6. It's all about just repeat sets and continuing the pressure.
22-16 here on the A-Plus contracting. Oh, what's gone on here? Okay, so we've penalised him from being offside. Jesse's microphone's not on, so we can't actually hear what he's calling. Oh, what the hell?
Now some back chat to go with it.
Can I just say, I've just heard that from here. Lee Mitchell hasn't sworn. He said, where's the mark? He's looking at the touch judges. Jesse, your microphone's not on, so I can't back you up on this one. But Lee Mitchell has dead set said, loudly, where's the mark? We all heard it, surely.
Yep.
And then he's been marched 10 metres. There was no language, just where's the mark? Because the touch judges weren't there, and he's been marched 10 metres and a penalty. That's the type of stuff I'm saying is going to cost these teams that are spending money on players a grand final. But here we go. Jordan onto Morgan Emery's off a backline move, being tackled over the other side. I'm going to get back to where I'm at. That's just frustrating. Will Neuenhuis from dummy half off to Jordan Watson onto Ethan Edwards. He takes it hard and fast before he's met. Oh, don't lift him dangerously, boys. As he's tackled 15 metres out from the try line. Comes out to... And there's just been a big shove from Marker. Jesse, what is going on, mate? Watch this game back. As here goes Frank Paul Nuasala. He's standing. Look at all the time in the day, Frank Paul. And he's offloaded and he's tackled. And Jason Hovey,
How's that a penalty?
It was a dangerous position. One leg did go up, but he was already on the ground, so I don't know. This has been a dead set piggyback. Now there'll be a penalty for being offside or something. But Frank Paul's just been hit hard around the legs by Shane Hasselman and put to the ground. Rinkin from dummy half jumps. He sees it opening. He's going for it, but he's short. Tackled just at the uprights. Zach Solomon at dummy half. Off to Frank Paul. Frank Paul around the back to Jake Smith. Off to Luke Gardner. Luke Gardner straightens up and is tackled by Foran. I tell you what, someone will end up in the sin bin here in a minute from Aberdeen.
Yeah, one more penalty they will be.
He hasn't got his arm as Luke Edwards plays the ball back to Cox. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
Wow.
Now, Singleton have been penalised at the play of the ball. So you might want to tell that touchy that his mic's off again, Pete, please. So we can't actually hear you. He's indicated to us that he's making sure that we're actually here listening to him, but we can't actually get his microphone. He's turned off again.
Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
Here we go.
Let him get it out.
Finally.
Yeah, Jesse needs to be really careful here. He doesn't lose control of the game. You know, a couple of little silly penalties, just against the ruck in particular. He can lose control of the game. Just, mate, put the whistle in the back pocket. Let the game flow.
That's the big thing. Oh, well, there we go. That's what he just said. We'll pull him out now for a little bit.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
We're down a ball at the moment. Here comes the ball boy running it back. Singo had kicked it well
He must
away.
have heard you, Josh.
I don't know whether
Can he hear us?
No, he can't hear us. That's hilarious. Might have to. There we go. It's Aberdeen now on the attack. You wish you had the headphones on then, Pardo. Hugerworth plays it back, and it's now Marcus Marsh up over the 50-metre line. The players are actually getting fired up and frustrated. This is what we don't want. As he goes big, banging Cam Savage up over the 40-metre line. Played back to Hasselman. Hasselman will give. He's jumped out from marker again, Frank Paul. That's a penalty every day of the match. Every day of the week, sorry. I'm getting frustrated. As Aberdeen play the ball back, Dylan Porter on to 4 and turns it inside to Huey Bartholomew. He's broken the line. Dylan Porter in support. He's going to get caught by both sides. No, he doesn't. That's a try, Dylan Porter. Right underneath the posts. And Jesse will award that try. Let's see what he's got to say, if he's questioned it all. We're going to be listening. No, the problem being with the microphone that we've got on him, and it's directional.
Yep.
He has to be facing us. That pack has to be on him facing us. So I'd rather see him strap it to his arm on this side.
Yep.
So is he here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But geez, that was a good try from Aberdeen. All it was just push around the footy. Around the ruck, Singleton seemed to be really off the pace this second half. You know, Aberdeen have come out firing. Once again, just playing off the back of really good runs from Hoogs, but also Cam Savage. He's been massive already today.
Well, I got a bit stumbled there and started over my words. I'm as frustrated as them out there. Some of them calls were just, but it's consistency. He's been consistent, but Lee Mitchell was penalised for yelling out, "Where's the mark?"
Yep.
Everyone in the crowd heard it.
Yep.
But the touch judges weren't back there to give him the mark. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully Jesse sticks to his word and does put it in the back pocket now.
We'll see. We'll see, mate.
I can tell you after that try, there was a lot of arm waving from Jai Bailey there to send the trainers out and give some stern words to the boys in the red. Now, that all started with Hugerworth with a great run up the middle. And then Marshall, great run as they came through and put the boys downfield and the Tigers in.
Yeah, just while you're down there, Pete, do you want to go and get Jai and we'll have another chat to him?
No, don't do that.
Look, I respect my life.
Don't do that. Jesus, what are you thinking? He's a great bloke, but I don't want to be paying Pete's medical bills. I think you heard is coming through loud and clear at the moment, Jesse. We'll leave him on for a minute as he goes to kick off. It's gone straight down to Dylan Porter. Dylan Porter's caught it. He gives it to Cam Savage. He's running flat out hard and he's gone straight into Ethan Edwards. That's a textbook tackle there by Ethan Edwards. Okay, we'll turn him off now. As he goes from dummy half, Haas onto Huey Bartholomew. Huey's had a bit of a hot and cold match at the moment too. He's at the 30-metre line playing the ball back. Foreign runs across field, finds an underneath running big Hamish Wolfgang. Don't know what position Hamish is playing at the moment. But he goes forward, and he's doing a bit of a jinking and jumping. And there we are with Hugerworth, who offloads to Haas onto Foreign. Foreign, they're looking for a place to go. Foreign's found the clear. He's been tackled over the top by Solomon, but he offloads it to Marcus Marsh, who's tackled by Ethan Edwards. Marcus Marsh plays the ball back to Haas. Haas jumps from dummy half. He puts a chip over the top into the corner. It's going to roll well for Aberdeen, but it's going to be too much. It's too deep. Singleton get a seven set. A lot of tackles, that'll do.
7 tackle set, is that what you're after, Steve?
Mate, I tell you.
It was a good move there, the kick ahead, just unfortunately getting the roll and rolling away.
I tell you, it's not just the frustration, it's painful. Here we go. Singleton rucking it out from their try line there, 25 metres out. Morgan Emity, dummy half, he takes a scoot. He's run straight into Hinchin, but bounced out, and he's gone over the top of Cam Savage before he's brought back down by Marcus Mars and Hinchin. Will Newenhouse, every day of the week, is going to scoot from dummy half, and here he goes. Dave Monane's been stood up as well. There was 3 of them, but now they come in as a troop, and they take him down. Daniel Hugerworth over the top was the one that piggybacked him to the ground. Here's Dale Watson. Dale Watson onto 16 Cody Hargen. It's tackled right around the legs. Textbook tackle by Shane Hasselman on the 40-metre line, centre field. Jake Smith. Frank Paul Nuasala drifts across field, picks up Rinken. Rinken's drawing and passing. And he gives it to Luke Gardner. And there we go. Luke Gardner's just tried to offload it to Ethan Coe in heavy traffic, and Ethan Coe couldn't collect it.
They seem very flat, though, Singleton, don't they? Even their body language, I think, if it wasn't for Will Newenhouse's run there, they've still in their own half. With fitness, boys, it doesn't seem to be there today.
You were just pointing something out?
Yeah, I think Aberdeen got lucky there. I'm sure I seen Dave Monane's hand touch that ball when it got past, but hard to see probably, but
yeah, no.
I reckon he did touch it.
Look, you haven't got any perspex blocking your way. I'll go with you. Joshy, sorry, mate.
It's filthy. It is absolutely filthy. It's not really.
As here goes Hamish Wolfgang with a run off the scrum. He's tackled 22 metres out.
Haas is coming off now.
Haas is off. He injected himself into the game in his first game, and he did a great one. Here's Tyler Prince Campbell. He's up to the 40. He's over the 40. He's nearly at the halfway before he's wrestled the ground by Rinken and Frank Paul Nuasala. As Frank Paul Nuasala laying all over him. There we go. Haas's replacement. Clark goes back to dummy half and offloads to Marcus Marsh, who's hit in a solid tackle but then driven back a couple of metres before he steadies the ship. Play back to Clark. Clark off to Foreign, who passes it to Hinchin. Hinchin's tackled just inside the 40-metre line for Singleton. Dummy half Ben Clark off to Foreign. They're playing some sensible football now, but that little chip from Foreign has been collected by Ethan Edwards in a great catch. One hand out there. You'd see that in the baseball. He's Solomon. I haven't called him much this game, Solomon. He's been a bit quiet.
Very quiet.
He's played the ball on the 40-metre line. And there goes a scoot from dummy half from young Morgan Emity before he meets the front row forwards in Cameron Savage and Will Newenhouse. I'm just in awe of this kid when he gets to dummy half. That's why I went silent. I didn't know what he was going to do. Will Newenhouse is taken down 40 metres out from the Aberdeen try line. Frank Paul with the ball. He's going to get the offload. He gives it to James Bradley. James Bradley's up to the 30-metre line. He's chugged off one. He's now tackled by 3 of the Aberdeen defenders and driven to the ground. It's the last tackle. Jake Smith, dummy half. Where's their kicker? It's Jake Smith. He grubbers it along the ground. It's going to sit up beautifully. And then Harry Douglas collects it in the in-goal area. He's got to get out of there. He's run across field. He's out before he's collected by Jordan Watson, 3 metres out, and nearly dragged back into the in-goal area. That would have been a mammoth effort by Jordan Watson. It's a great tackle, but here's Huey Bartholomew from dummy half. He tries to get around number 16, Cody Argent. He can't. He's made 1 metre. Ben Clark, dummy half, gives it to Dave Monaine. Dave Monaine runs across field, tries to take on the old legs of Luke Gardner, but he can't get around him. Did not even have the 10-metre line yet. Here comes Liam Ford. I could have put my hand up and said that would have happened. Liam Ford's hit and driven. He's now made it 15 metres with leg drive. They're going to tell him to take it back and play the ball. No, he can play it there on the 20-metre line. As Ben Clark from dummy half makes a scoot. That's the last tackle. They've made 20 metres.
Good defensive set there from Singleton.
Singleton have done one of it. And there's Ben Liam Foran, if he gets it out of trouble. No, he doesn't. He's made it to the 40-metre line and found Morgan Emity, who will make it at least back to the halfway line. He straightens it up, and there he is at the halfway line before he's taken down. And he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. Singleton will be filthy. Oh, he is. Look at it. I just looked down at him. Jai Bailey's just thrown his arms towards the ground and is not happy. That was the best defensive set that they've had this game, if I don't say this season. That was Scone-like.
Yep, unreal. And you look at Aberdeen's body language now. Yeah, that set really took it out of Aberdeen. And to drop that ball, that's Pete, you've hit it on the head. That is a massive coach killer. You know, Singleton need to really bounce back. You know, that's the level, that's the tempo they've set now for their defence, and they really need to play on the back of that.
Like I said, that was Scone-like defence.
Yep, sure was.
And great.
I think there was a few hands on that knock on there, but
you and your hands. It's always conspiracy.
I'll get
one at the moment.
I'll get one Jovi happening lay your hands on me every time we have Bailey Ellis in the commentary box. But here goes Huey Bartholomew with the canner. He offloads. He's given it to Ben Clark. Ben Clark's now up over the 30. He's looking for support. He can't get it. They're calling for a quick play the ball. They're 25 metres out. Hinchin at dummy half. He's familiar with that one. He comes to the left-hand side. He's given it to Hugerworth. Hugerworth runs it. Frank Paul and Jake Smith. He's offloaded to Huey Bartholomew. Huey Bartholomew puts his foot down and he's running towards a try line. He's going to be just short. We definitely have an Aberdeen player down here in the back.
Yeah, it's Dan Hugerworth.
Sorry, mate.
It's Hugerworth who's down. After he got the ball away, they kept going on with the tackle, just picked him up and drove him.
Well, there you go. It's going to be a penalty to Aberdeen. They've played the advantage. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I was wondering why he pulled it up, considering, you know, Aberdeen were on the front foot. But, yeah, a really good play there by Jesse. Well done, mate.
Well, they've gone through with the tackle after it was completed, and they've picked him up. And by the sounds of it, from what I'm hearing, he's dropped on his shoulder. So,
pretty much.
Sorry?
Pretty much that's what happened. They just kept going on with it. They got him into a dangerous position and put him down.
So does Jesse do the old X up to us here and say that's on report?
I think he's just about to call out someone, mate. I think he's just let the game flow a bit.
Oh, look, that's not good signs for Daniel Hugerworth. And, of course, he's only just come back from injury.
It was a pec injury, wasn't it?
Well, he's got a ding in his shoulder, hasn't he? Hang on, what's going on? I thought he was going to blow a penalty. No? He's going
to let it play on.
Play the ball from where it is. Rightio.
Yeah, that's lost me, that one.
I thought he said, I've got it. Yeah, no, we let it play the advantage. Yep. There we go. So play the ball from Huey Bartholomew is going to come only metres out. Dummy half, Ben Clark. They're out wide, sweeping play to Dylan Porter. Porter dummies. He only had Ethan Edwards to beat, and he's got the ball down. Aberdeen are coming home with a flying sail at the moment. What a try by Dylan Porter. He showed up that little dummy, and now it's Aberdeen. What's the score? Would it be 28? Is it 30? 32.
Yeah.
32 it'll go to.
32's 22 points to 16 against Singleton at the moment with 15 minutes to go. Wow.
Yeah.
And that broken play should have given them plenty of time to set their defensive line, Singleton.
Yeah, and just stuck on their heels as well. You know, when you are defending your own line, you do need to move up. Real lack of communication as well, and that does happen when you are fatigued. Look, their body language, 5 minutes in the second half, really showing where they're at the moment, and that's not up to a standard where they should be. Aberdeen, saying that though, they did make a few mistakes in the first half, which they actually have learnt from. Their discipline's been good in the second half. They're completing their sets, but also they're very tight around the ruck. Playing off the back of really good runs by, more your old heads like from Hoogs and Foz, and those boys have been fantastic. So, really big finish here.
Hoogs, old head. Your words, not mine.
Older.
Does he know? Do you know where he's at? Do you know where he lives? No, because he knows where you live after this match. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you your address.
Age is not a bad thing. Age is wisdom.
Just watching Higgs there, looks like
just like a fine wine,
winded.
everything improves with age.
What was that? Sorry, Bailey?
Just watching Higgs, looks like ribs, maybe.
Yep.
Yes, well, Shane Hasselman has made a welcoming comeback to Aberdeen. They'll be grateful after, especially that try that he put on. I tell you what, both full strength. It's great to watch these sides. As the kick towards the uprights, Harry Douglas has nailed it. It's 34 points to 16 on the A-plus contracting scoreboards with under 14 minutes left to play. Boys, but don't don't ride it away. Singleton will come back here. It's going to be a very, very big finish. But you called the score 18-16 at the beginning of the match in the pre-show.
Who did?
I like that. Great one. Will Newenhouse kicks off. They're gone for a short, high one. And, of course, they've got big jumpers there in Singleton. It's come off his chest, though, and collected by the little man. When I say little man, is young Hincho. Hincho plays it back to Benny Clark. Benny Clark gives it off to Tyler Prince Campbell. As I said, he's been a great addition to our competition, and he can stay for many years to come. Plays it back to Ben Clark. Off to Cam Savage. Cam Savage runs at Frank Paul, Nuwasala and Rinkin, and they've wrestled into the ground 40 metres out from the Aberdeen try line. He's trying, he's fighting to get up to play the ball, but Frank Paul is shadowing over the top of him as he goes forward and comes across field, picks up an unders ball, and number 16, I think that is Richie Graham, is it? Yes, it is Richie Graham. Richie Graham plays it back to Ben Clark. Ben Clark on the forehand on to Marcus Marsh. Marcus Marsh takes it to Settler. Oh, it looks like to take a Settler, but it's one-on-one strip. Now, there we go, play on. 6 to go to Aberdeen now. Silly move by Zach Solomon. There was 2 in the tackle. We've got to get clarification. There was 2 people in that tackle, and as soon as he had his arm on the ball, one dropped off. So, to me, that doesn't constitute a one-on-one strip.
Yeah, I don't get that rule.
It seems to be a real focus this year in footy, the one-on-one strip.
So there was 2 people in the tackle. As soon as they saw Zach Solomon was on the ball, he stood back and Zach Solomon was allowed to strip the ball. That shouldn't be a rule. Here goes Richie Graham. Richie Graham split the defence. He's up to the near 10 metres out from the try line. Dummy half Ben Clark. Which way does he go? He goes to 4 and screaming for it. They've got a play here. He spins it out to Dylan Porter. Dylan Porter, flat ball onto, is it Tyler Prince Campbell? Who tries to keep it infield, but he's passed it to Singleton. Along the ground, Singleton, that's a welcoming relief. Only metres out from their try line. Who puts their hand up to go forward now? Well, Morgan Emity does. He's the number 2, and he's made good meterage there in 10 metres. He's trying to get up to play the ball. As there goes Will Newenhouse, that dangerous man from dummy half, but that is well contained. I can't see who that is on the ball. It is Richie Graham. Richie Graham brings down Will Newenhouse. They're only 30 metres out, 20 metres out from their own line. It runs across for Jordan Watson and passes it to Cody Argent. The young ones, the young dogs, the pups from Singleton putting their hand up at the moment.
Boys, I can tell you that Dan Higgerworth has gone for the game.
Gone for
Ribs.
Oh, well, let's just hope it's nothing too severe because he's a great character and a great person for our group. As here's Luke Gardner with the ball. He's hit around the legs. And now we've got Ethan Coe. He's got room to move, but he's gone back infield. And he's hit by... No, he's dropped off Harry Douglas. He's dropped off... I can't see who this is out here on this wing with Harry Douglas. We'll have to wait till they turn around. But here goes Jake Smith. He punches it downfield. He's just looking for a settler, but it goes straight to Ewan Bartholomew. It looked like he was putting it down out to the sideline, but Ewan Bartholomew runs across field. Dummies to underneath running Jesse McLean. But I can see that Nelson Gardner is now on the field. Who's off? No one can tell me. Rightio. Jesse McLean with the ball. He takes a run. He's gone straight towards Morgan Evans. He's gone past him. And number 4. Here he goes. Jesse McLean still going. He's up to the halfway line. Ben Clark at dummy half. Ben Clark passes it off to Tyler Prince Campbell. He crabs across field before he straightens up and runs straight into Frank Paul Nuwasala. He's offloaded. Tyler Prince Campbell. He's tackled by number 9. No, sorry. Ben Clark's tackled there by Nelson Gardner and Ethan Edwards. I'll tell you what. Singleton defence is shot at the moment. Foran with the ball. Flick pass. Gives it back to Richie Graham. They're 29 metres out from the Singleton try line. There's a timeout. Someone's gone down, and it does not look good. Is that a Singleton player?
Yeah.
He's been put into the recovery position, so that's well called by Jesse Rudder there at the referee.
He's up and moving now, which is a good thing.
That was absolutely class by Singleton, though. They'd seen something was wrong and got the player straight into the recovery position. You being a sports person and a sports trainer, not many people think on their feet like that in a footy game.
Yeah, it's the camaraderie now within rugby league. You know, it is a gladiator sport, but at times though like that just shows how good a game we do have. Saying that though, Aberdeen, they're just on the front foot, aren't they? They're playing really well. There are plenty of offloads, which is not good for Singleton. Really strong around the ruck. You know, this next 10 minutes, you know, it could decide, you know, the impact that the rest of the season has on both teams.
Well, just an interesting note here: 8-7 the penalty count in favour of Singleton.
Wow.
So we've seen in the past 2 weeks 2 teams that have won the game with the lowest penalty count.
Look, that was Jake Smith who took that knock and was down, and the Aberdeen Tigers guys putting him into the recovery position. Back on his feet, trainers are assessing him. Doesn't look like he wants to come from the field.
Not Jake. He's coming up to my house to cook a barbecue this week. You better be all right. Said he wants to come up for lunch and have a barbecue. So that's sportsmanship too. I like that. The players have been really good with us with the footy fever and the commentary, and you know what's been going on. We've got a walking wounded commentary team, except for Josh Day. But Bailey, you're more than welcome to come over too, mate. You can turn a snag.
What day is
Look,
that,
they're
mate?
bringing him off now. Smith is coming off.
Yeah.
Aberdeen's just really starved Singleton of the ball this second half.
Yep.
I haven't even seen Singleton down in their good ball for 20, 30 minutes. So props to Aberdeen there. They're, yeah.
As here we go. It'll be number 11 from Aberdeen. Tyler Prince Campbell to play the ball back to Ben Clark. Which way do they go? 10 minutes 13 left on the clock. 34-16 Aberdeen leading Singleton.
And it's Brody Rinkin that went back on to replace Jake Smith.
Well, there you go. It's not really losing anything, are they? As here we go. It's Aberdeen last tackle option will be Foz. Foz puts it up. It's a high one. It's into the Bengalla area. If they take it on the full, I mean, they do. 7-set repeat for Singleton. Runs out to the 20-metre line. Cody Argent. He takes a quick tap. He's run it. Oh, that's the fastest tap I've seen a referee let them take. And I tell you what, Marcus Marsh, he has not been able to strip the ball off Cody Argent, but Cody Argent gives him a little, well done, mate, tap. But here we go. They've got numbers out here, and as they make a break, give the ball, Dale Watson, pass it. As he's tackled 10 metres in from the sideline. And here goes Rinkin off to Frank Paul. Frank Paul onto Rinkin. Rinkin's tackled 35 metres out from the Aberdeen line. Rinkin from dummy half on the Watson. Here's Nelson Gardner. Watch this boy. This could be the game changer. Nelson Gardner, I love watching play. Christian Kirby would be the other bloke I'd like to see in this outfit off the bench. As he'll be joining us on the couch this week too, Christian Kirby. Rinkin plays the ball back to Frank Paul. Frank Paul off to Dale Watson. Passes a long ball back to Jordan Watson. And they're going nowhere. Will Newenhouse is now running actually backwards at the 30-metre line. Straightens up and he still carries Tyler Prince Campbell. Christ, he's strong, young Will Newenhouse. Plays the ball 21 metres out, centre field. Rinkin, last tackle. Off to Jordan Watson. That's too big. That's going to go dead. And it is a grubber and it's gone dead. It's a 7-set repeat for Aberdeen coming out of their own end. Both sides guilty of it on both ends. I'll tell you what, you'd be just looking to wind the clock down now if you're Aberdeen. Go through your sets and no penalties, no drop balls.
Yeah, and Singleton are going to look to be really finishing strong here. You know, how they finish this game is going to reflect into next week as well. You know,
is it safe to say Aberdeen have now secured the spot in the major semi?
I will not say yes, just in case.
Just in case?
Yeah.
Just in case.
I haven't been wrong all day yet, so I want to keep it that way.
Well, it's going to be mathematical, although that was a questionable pass from dummy half by Ben Clark. And they've made it to the 40-metre, just shy of the 40-metre line with Marcus Marsh. He's slow to play the ball. Ben Clark off to Harry Douglas. I love seeing these wingers get in there and have a run, and he's got the legs pumping. He's up to the 50-metre line. He took Nelson Gardner and Cody Argent with him. That wasn't an easy task for the 30kg ring and wet boy. As here we go, Marcus Marsh makes it up to the 40. He's palming. He's in a wrestle. He's coming out the other side of it. He's nearly at the 30-metre line before he's taken to the ground. Ben Clark, dummy half, jumps out, comes back across the ruck to Ewan Bartholomew. Ewan Bartholomew straightens up. He's been tackled by 3 players and he's down to the ground finally. The third one gets him.
Boys, foreign's come to the bench and we had Lee Mitchell going in his place.
Lee Mitchell into halfback. Well, there you go. Jesse McLean's with the ball. He's over in this corner. Is he going to get there? No, he's not. He's going to be held up. That has got to be the last. It is the last. He signals it. Can't see he's in dummy half. It looks like Hamish Wolfgang. Hamish Wolfgang drifts across field, puts a grubber across field to his players, but Singleton collect it. Liam Foran coming off. You do not see that.
And boys, just a score update from Denman. It's Scone 52, Denman 8.
Score update from Denman, 52-8.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, there we go. I wonder how long to go over the... Is it Cody Argent? No, Morgan Ebony makes it up to the 30-metre line. 20 metres in. Denman lead. Come on, Benko. Come on, Benko.
Well, if that game started at 3:10, that's only gone for 30 minutes, so
yeah,
half time.
As here's Luke Gardner trying to go down the sideline. He's wrestling. He's got a smile on his face. He's having that much fun dragging Dave Manana around. He's tackled on the halfway line. 2 metres in from touch. Coe from dummy half. Takes a scoot. He's straightened up. He's got quick legs, this young kid, but he's run straight into Midder and number 16, Richie Graham. As the crowd starts to get involved. Here's James Bradley with the kick on the last. It's a high torpedo wobbling kick. It's going down. Harry Douglas. Geez, that kid's safe as a bank. Harry Douglas brings it back out and he just takes it to the ground, 20 metres out centre field. Again, that scoreline, 34-16, Aberdeen leading Singleton. I didn't think it was going to be this scoreline, I'll be honest with you right now.
Yeah, I predicted it.
No, you didn't. 5 minutes left on the clock. As they're from dummy half, they get it to Tyler Prince Campbell, who's offloaded to Hamish Wolfgang. Hamish Wolfgang's up over the halfway line. He's nearly at the 40-metre line before he's brought down by James Bradley. Dummy half, Ben Clark goes to the blind side. He's got Tyler Prince Campbell outside him. He gives it to him. Ethan Edwards around the legs. Nelson Gardner over the top. Ben Clark, dummy half, off to Dylan Porter. Dylan Porter drifts across field, picks up Cam Savage on an unders ball. Cam Savage has bumped off one, but he sticks onto him. I think it was Nelson Gardner. It was. Dummy half, Ben Clark again, last tackle. Goes to Dylan Porter. Dylan Porter. Inside ball to Huey Bartholomew. There was an attempt at an intercept, but here we go. What's he got? Oh, we have a penalty, and it's without a doubt. Come on, Huey. That was as obvious as anything. That was a double movement. His arms hit the ground, and then you've seen it nearly reach up and touch the top of the goalpost, and then he puts it back down. At least be a bit discreet about it.
But I can tell you, boys, that the Tigers bench is down to 2. They've put some ice onto Foran's knee. He did come off hobbling. Just cut the tape off him and put this on instead.
Okay, well, see if we can get a word with Hoogs. If you give him a headset for the last couple of minutes, we might get him to chime in and have a word.
Yep.
As here we go, Will Newenhouse will take a tap, 30 metres out, offloads to Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards takes the ball. He's tackled 35 metres out. Dummy half. I think it's still Rinkin. Rinkin. Oh, it's solid hit there over the top. I can't see who that is. It's Cam Savage. I'm going to cop it for actually calling that because they're giving him stick on the whatever WhatsApp app that they've got a group in. And here's James Bradley. James Bradley's taken by Lee Mitchell, 45 metres out from the try line. As the coaches are already shaking hands, Jai Bailey walks across and shake hands with 4 minutes left on the clock. He's obviously off to the dressing sheds to give a full serve to the Singleton team. 34-16 again, that score if you've just tuned in. Will Newenhouse runs the ball, he straightens up, he's at the 40-metre line. Taken down very solidly, Cam Savage and Ben Clark. Brody Rinkin gives it to Jordan Watson, puts a bomb up to Jesse McLean. Jesse McLean takes it. Oh, well done, Jesse. If you're going to redeem yourself, that's the one you want. He's made a break. Jesse McLean's up to the 40-metre line. He's straightened up and gone to the centre of the field. He's got no support. He just looked to pass and there was no one there.
Nobody could keep up with him. He was going that quick and now he's down injured.
He's taken a knock to the melon there for sure. His head hit the ground. There was no one there. He dead set looked to shape the pass because usually there's someone in support. So 3-2-1. I'm not too sure who you'd go in this match. I'm going to ask is that. I'm not too sure. Oh, look, Tyler the Prince Campbell, yeah, I'm a big fan. Mm-hmm. I know that, but what's your thoughts? 3-2-1.
Yeah, simple. I'm going to go Tyler Prince Campbell for 3 points. I think everything he's done today has been great. It's also those little things as well, just that push around the ruck. Number 2, each and every week, the little things he does, those tough carries out of their end, is Liam Foran. Yep. I think he's been great as well. And number 1, I'm just trying to think of someone from Singleton who's really stood out today, but there hasn't really been anyone. You know, Will Newenhouse has done some good things, and I think James Bradley's done some good things as well. Number 1, probably go Cam Savage. I think what he's done's been really good. He's been a lot better than he was last week. He's been tough, and it's really got him out of the tough end. So, yeah, that's going to be my 3-2-1.
Rightio, and the discipline as well has improved from Aberdeen. There was those penalties earlier on, but yeah, here we go with under 3 minutes now left on the clock. Cam Savage carts it up, that man you were talking about. He's 20 metres out, 20 metres in from touch. As here they centre field it. They give it around the back to Lee Mitchell, who passes a very forward pass, Lee. You can assume the Jesus position all you like, but look, we're in a bad angle, and that was bullet pass forward.
We've got a player down from Singleton in the back play here too.
So the clock will stop at 3 minutes. Do you want to give that headset to call him over, if he can stand and walk? I
got Dan coming over, mate.
Yeah, no, look, I think Dan Hugworth has had another sensational game. I don't like to see him get injured, but hopefully it's nothing serious, and he's it's not season ending or anything like that. Hopefully it's just a bump.
Well, we'll be able to ask him, Dan.
Oh,
the injury there,
mate.
How's that feeling at the moment?
Yeah, no, I'm all right, mate. I'll probably cop a bit of shit. I got lifted by a halfback, so.
That is look, mate. What the discipline there? Of course, there's been a couple of more little penalties that we have spoken about with the discipline over Aberdeen over the past few weeks, but not as bad as what it has been.
Yeah, no. Like I said before, we spoke about it at training and addressed the group. I think we've proven it to ourselves time and time again that we were our worst enemies when we want to be. So it was a lot better second half today than what it was first half.
Oh,
Hoogs, Josh Day, mate. What was said at half time, mate? 'Cause it looks like a completely different team in the second half.
We were positive. We knew that, like I said, we were our own worst enemy. We just had to fix a few little areas up, some effort areas where we were lacking, kick chase and third man in and them sort of things. But we addressed the little things was what we need to pick up on, and I thought we did then.
Yep.
Are you coming back on the couch on Wednesday?
I can if you want, mate. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you on the couch.
Now, listen, one more thing before you do go. Foreign came off, bit of ice on the knee. Is that just more precaution?
Yeah, precaution. He's got to go to work tonight, so we've got to look after him, I think.
Yep, work and family come first, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's it.
Here we go. It's Singleton. Oh, they've made a meal of it. Luke Gardner's dropped the ball, but it's picked up by Aberdeen. There's no scrum. They're going to be 25 metres out, 20 metres in from touch.
Thanks, man.
Playing the ball back is Prince Campbell. No, it's Marcus Marsh. Here's Cam Savage, takes it up to the 10-metre line. Centre field, just about. Ben Clark will find Lee Mitchell here in first receiver. Lee Mitchell on to Dylan Porter. Here we go. What's happening? It's a underrun from... Oh! Frank Paul Nuasala says, hey, Hamish Wolfgang. Bang. And he still hasn't got up. Hamish Wolfgang now up to his feet and plays the ball back to... Here we go, quoting across field. Lee Mitchell. Lee Mitchell, he's looking at those flat balls. They've got them out here to the left. If there's a quick play the ball, they can put on some points, Aberdeen. Ben Clark from dummy half, off to Lee Mitchell this way. Grubbers it through. It's going to be Ethan Coe that gets it, but he's driven into touch in goal. So it'll be a line drop out. 2 minutes left on the clock. Pete, who's your 3-2-1, do you feel?
Look, I go Prowse Prince. He's had another outstanding game for 3 points. Look, Daniel, Hugerworth, I thought had an outstanding game. Punched through the middle there and showed the way to go.
Yep.
And the young winger here, Harry, I reckon he's had an outstanding game. I can't remember him doing anything wrong today.
No, most definitely. As Aberdeen collect the short drop kick, and it's Hamish Wolfgang with the ball. He takes it to the centre of the field and he's wrestled to the ground there. Is there more points in this? 1:30 left on the clock. Here goes Lee Mitchell at first receiver. Turns back under Marcus Marsh, who runs straight into Frank Paul Nuasala. Frank Paul Nuasala still on top of him. Clark from dummy half jumps out, gives it on to Huey Bartholomew. Huey Bartholomew and Dylan Porter. I've liked him today. He's played really well. He's done some great things. And there's Prince Campbell, of course, man of the match in this performance. It's unanimous up here. As they go the blind side. Hang on, Morgan Ebony's got the ball. He's got it back into Jordan Watson. It's an intercept. Here we go, Morgan. No, it's Will Neuenhuis. He's got speed. Who will catch him? Well, it's a bit of a leg race at the moment, but that was another terrible ball. It's going to be collected by Richie Graham. No, Cam Savage. Front rower from Aberdeen collects it, and he's back to the halfway line. He's rugging off players left, right and centre, and he's taken to the ground. 40 seconds left on the clock. Here we go. Ben Clark from dummy half. Off to Richie Graham. Richie Graham's been good since he came onto the field. He runs into Luke Gardner, who's been great for Singleton in this match, and so has Dale Watson. Marcus Marsh runs it back towards Dale Watson and Rinkin. I like those three, Rinkin, Watson and Gardner in that tackle. I think they've been great for Singleton this year. Here goes Dave Manane with under 16 seconds left on the ball, on the ground, on the clock. He takes a settler. He takes the ball to the ground. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Ben Clark jumps from dummy half and grabs it, kicks it on the full over the sideline. 5 seconds remaining. That'll be the ball game. I think it is unanimous. I think Tyler Prince Campbell takes our player's player.
Bell, who's your thoughts, mate?
I actually give 3 points to Dylan Porter today. I reckon he's been quite achiever. He's got a double. He scored 2 tries, and he's probably set up another 2 or 3. So I'd have to give 3 points to Dylan Porter. And then, obviously, Tyler Prince Campbell, I'd give him 2 points. He's just been solid through the middle and on the edges as well. And then I gave 1 to Daniel Hugerworth.
Yeah, Daniel Hugerworth, definitely. He's got to be in the points. It's going to be very interesting who takes out this player of the year this season. Like I said, every club's got the players to take the points off each other. Yeah,
I mean, like I said before as well, Scone doesn't have any real... Well, they've got the standout players, don't get me wrong, but each and every week when they're winning, the points are shared.
Yep.
With Aberdeen, they've got the standout players as well as the other squads as well. Look, it could come from Denman or one of those. You just never know. So, it'd be very interesting. There's a lot of blokes who are putting their handing up, and they have today as well.
Let's see if I haven't got any 5 minutes left in the football out there at... No, I'm just having a look here. What have we got here? Paul Benkovic, no update at the moment. Still 52-8 is all we've got. Half time it was. That score came through 52-8. Half time.
Oh,
Denman against Scone, and of course Scone's classy. It would be a hard game with all the players they got out from Denman out there at the moment. But But, Singleton, it just wasn't their day.
Last week.
But they had the option. They had the ability there. They had 2 kickoffs after Aberdeen scored tries for Singleton to capitalise on those mistakes. They just didn't. It just wasn't their day.
I think there were some boys in some key areas as well, just really didn't step up today. Blokes like Zach Solomon, and I think his work rate needs to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And silly penalties as well, 4th and 5th tackles, not good enough.
I haven't called Zach Solomon much this game. I've got to agree with you. That's Pete?
All right, boys, I've got Will down here with me. Will Newell, mate.
No, James Bradley.
Stop, James. It's all right. I can't even read. So
Walk this way, mate.
Walk this way. Now.
Sounds like you've turned your mic off.
No, it's definitely on. I just went that one too far. Mate, the last week, big win coming here to Aberdeen. Right in it, right up to half time. How's it feeling?
Oh, that one hurts, yeah. Had the game at half time and then we just didn't come out the same, I guess. A few could have executed a bit better and things might have went the other way, but let them run away with it, and then tough loss for us in the end.
James, it's Reggie, mate. You seem to have found your place at fullback. We spoke about it. Bailey Ellis is up here in commentary with us and watched you last week and commentated. Are you feeling fresh back there?
Oh, feeling fresh. It's a lot different, yeah. I don't know if I'm fresh. It's a hard 80 minutes out there, but
come on, mate. I've played fullback. It's a good spot.
It is at times when our team's going forward, but when they're going forward as well, it makes it hard. So I don't know. Yeah, tricky position to get used to, I guess. I'm not used to it, but yeah. I'm loving it.
Where do you feel where have you identified from that match straight off the back that you need to improve?
We definitely need to execute our plays a bit. A few passes that are pushed and the ball went to ground. But if it stays in our hands, I guess we can apply pressure and maybe come away with a few more points there, and helps us get the momentum. But also we just need to hold that middle together a bit more. Sometimes we're just getting rolled too much, and it makes it a lot. Really
the Tigers forwards did have some good roll on there, and it was pretty warm out here for the big fellas. But does it come down to conditioning? Is there a little bit more that Singleton can do to lift that rate a little bit?
Playing country footy, it's a bit hard, to stay heaps fresh so everyone's working. I don't know, it's a bit tricky, but yeah, I know the one thing, you stay fresh when our boys roll. But so just keeping the ball in your hand, that helps a ton, I guess.
Definitely. Well, mate, off to the sheds. Get yourself a nice cold drink and relax and rest up for next week.
Thanks, mate.
We'll see you on the couch hopefully soon, James.
Maybe. A bit shy.
Rightio, he's played a really good game, James Bradley, today. And, of course, last week he had big raps on him, Bailey. So, look, it's one of those things. Now, I think it is tied. I'm going to say it. I think it's going to be a Scone-Aberdeen major semi-final at Scone.
Yes, at all. Actually, it's a really good turning point in Aberdeen's season today. I think they're going to take a lot from that, and how they progress from that is going to be very, very interesting. Singleton, they started strong, they just couldn't complete. Fitness was massive, and Bailey, you said at the start of the game, mate, fitness needs to be on song, and it just wasn't. It wasn't there. You can make every excuse that you want. The boys are working, all that type of stuff, but to be an A grade successful rugby league team in this competition, you need to work as hard as you possibly can. And today, I think there's a few players in a few key areas just weren't up to it.
Yeah, I was actually a bit surprised when Singleton come out in the second half. They just didn't. They weren't the same team as what they were in the first half. I thought Singleton would just honestly got to continue on with the game there, but obviously Aberdeen were too good in the end. And yeah, as you said before, I reckon it'll be Scone-Aberdeen grand final, especially from seeing what I've seen today here. So yeah.
Geez, you've gone the one step further than me. I said major semi. You're going grand final.
Yeah.
Rightio, there we go.
No fear, not holding back at all.
What's your thoughts? Do you right?
Look, Aberdeen definitely probably are the other side to go up and challenge Scone. Yep. Hopefully they can. I mean, Scone have been playing outstanding, as we all know. But hopefully Aberdeen can go that extra step.
Yep.
Well, there we go. I've got no update at the moment from Banco before we go, but the half-time score out of Denman was 52-8. Denman, of course, they're going to be rebuilding, and I strongly believe that we're not going to have this problem with 4 teams next year. And look, we're here to help.
Yep.
I'll throw it out there right now. If any club wants any help, the Footy Fever team, we're happy to get behind you and come up with some initiatives. And, of course, Pete from 2NM, who does a fantastic job from that side of it. I'm sure you'd be only too happy to come up with some ideas and business plans.
More than happy to come up with some ideas and see if we can strengthen up Group 21.
Well, the offer's been thrown out there. So that's it from us. Bailey Ellis, thank you very much for your time, mate.
Pleasure, mate.
And I can't wait to have you back. It's going to be a great grand final commentary team, I can tell you that right now.
Good looking one.
Looking forward to it. I love this sideline stuff. Tell Kenny he's gone.
Oh, Matt Kenny and you. I'll tell you what.
Matt who?
Matt Kenny, rock, scissors, paper, Pete Holland, or an arm wrestle. But we can't go that way because liability, you know, we might have a Ben Ross situation. But just a special thank you to the cameraman again, Mitch Stocker. Does a fantastic job. Young Braith behind us, who's been helping us out with the Facebook Live. But young Ben had the day off today, grand final for basketball, that he went down to watch his team. So a big thank you to all our juniors involved in the commentary team. But a special thank you, Josh, for making the travel up from all the way down there in Maitland.
Look forward to it every day, mate.
Mate, we're very grateful to have such a passionate bunch of guys promoting Group 21, let me say that. Pete, thanks for travelling in. And
Mate, no drama whatsoever. Love it.
And I'll tell you what, the couch again this week, we do have Christian Kirby coming to the couch. So if any of you boys are free, more than welcome to join us. And we might see if we can't find out what Christian's success is to his fitness with his diet. What do you reckon?
So, you know, geez, he's been good this year, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
He's been great.
Yeah.
He's been great.
Rightio, boys. Well, that's it from us, Bailey Ellis. Like I said, thank you, Josh Day, Pete Holland, Mitch. Until next week, we'll see you on the couch, but we'll be back live for the Aberdeen-Denman clash at Denman next weekend. So until then, stay safe.